So what you got to do? God's going to do his part, but you got to do your part. Because the Bible said that praise is comely for the upright. Now listen, God is everywhere and he's never absent. But if you want to keep God by your side, you want to keep a praise on your lips, don't start complaining, because the Bible says that death and life are in the power of the tongue. Keep on speaking. Keep on prophesying to yourself. Keep on encouraging yourself. In the Lord, I'm the head and not the tail. I'm above and not beneath. I'm the lender and not the borrower. I'm rich. I'm not poor. I'm strong. I'm not weak. Yeah! Yeah! Yes! You got to do your part. Oh yeah, you're going through the fire, but I believe that the end is drawing nigh. But you got to do your part. In the book of Job, chapter 22, it says that the Lord establishes the things that we decree. That's why I don't understand. I love the prophetic gift, Pastor Deborah. I love the prophetic gifting. But baby, why am I going to go fly across the country when I can prophesy to myself? He gave me a mouth with some authority. He gave me a tongue with some power. He said I can speak it. So sometimes you got to be your own Juanita Bynum. You got to be your own Bishop T.D. Jakes. You got to be your own Noah Welchum. And preach and prophesy to yourself and say, I'm coming out. I'm coming through. Hey! I'm just being processed. This has all been just a process. Thank God for the process. Come on. Because listen, when you thank God for the process, and when you consider the process, I feel a shout coming on right now. But when you consider the process, to every process there is a beginning, right? So if there's a beginning, there has to be a... My Bible tells me that he declared my end from the beginning. And from the beginning of the process, he meant to make me better at the end. From the beginning of the process, he meant to do a work in my life at the end. From the beginning, he declared it at the end. Now, everybody in here right now, the Spirit of the Lord has arrested you in this atmosphere. Everybody in here right now, if you know that this word was from you, lift up just one hand. Now listen, this is not nothing to prove to me. Because you might not be going through anything. That's okay. Listen, it's all right. Because we don't preach to impress people. But listen, saints of God, we preach to minister to the saints and to empower the people of God. So if it wasn't for you, it wasn't for you, and I won't be upset. But honestly, if you know that this word has been for you, you've been wondering, why have you been dealing with the things you've been dealing with? You've been wondering why it seems like you can't get ahead. Every time you move forward, it seems like people are pushing you back. And you've been wondering that, why you've been going through. Let me see your hands in this place. Now here's what I want you to do. Because listen, we are living in the day and we are living in the hour where the Lord is requiring us to be more accountable to one another. It's time out for putting all the weight on the preachers and putting all the weight on the pastors. Well, if pastor prays me through, I know I'll come out. If assistant pastor prays for me, if district missionary prays for me, baby, no. Listen, we are helpers one to another. And I know that in the church, we are uncomfortable reaching out and grabbing and really embracing one another for various reasons. But how many know that that is not of God? That's right. He never intended for Christians to be afraid of one another. Because how are you going to go out and minister to a dying world full of division and chaos, but when they come into the house of the Lord, you don't even want to talk to your neighbor. You don't even want to touch your neighbor. So that's why when the Lord gives it to me to preach, I will tell you to talk to your neighbor till I'm blue in the face, because I know that God is working something out in the spirit realm. Because you see, when they were with one mind and with one accord on the day of Pentecost, when the day of Pentecost had fully come, you see, Pentecost was already in the atmosphere, but it did not fully come until the people of God were on one accord. So here's what I want you to do. Is uncomfortable and as crazy as this might be to some of you, I want you to grab, I want everybody on this side. Oh, shatamasata, hear me by the Spirit of God. I need everybody on this side to grab one person on this side. Everybody on this side, go grab somebody, but I want you to get out of your section and grab one person. Don't start doing anything till I tell you to, but I want you to grab one person.